It's 2008 and Taylor Swift is at the MTV Video Music Awards. Not only was it her first time at the VMAs, she was nominated for Best New Artist and was asked to be an MTV correspondent interviewing celebrities on the red carpet. Two beautiful young women arrived together, hand in hand. One in a black dress with long auburn hair, and one wearing a tight white bustier and champagne hot pants with jet black hair. Of course, this was Miley Cyrus and someone Taylor was meeting for the first time, Katy Perry.
I'm here on the red carpet, Fashion Central. We've got two beautiful ladies who actually showed up together. We've got Miley Cyrus and Katy Perry. Hi. And the cool thing about being here is that all three of us are actually nominated for the Best New Artist VMA.
We're all gonna fight afterwards.
No. I think that if we weren't all like crazy about each other, that would be awkward, but it's not, because I love Katy Perry and I love Miley Cyrus.
We love Taylor Swift.
And spoiler alert, Taylor, Katy, and Miley all lost the Best New Artist award that night to the band Tokyo Hotel. A reminder that awards aren't everything. A few months later, Taylor, Katy, and Miley Cyrus once again were reunited at the 2009 Grammys during rehearsals as they were all performers for Grammy night, and hit it off so much that Katy Perry made a strange request, which she spoke about years later.
The first time I went to the Grammys, I got to share a dressing room with Miley Cyrus and Taylor Swift, and I asked them for a lock of their hair. From each one of them, which was totally creepy but awesome. And I put little bows around them individually and put them in my purse that didn't have anything else in it. Oh. And that was my little secret.
But only a few short years later, Taylor probably regretted giving Katy that lock of hair and wondered what nefarious things Katy did with it. Because once they had mad love, but baby, now they had bad beef. Welcome to StaleOldBeef, where I, Jada Wynn, resurrect long-dead celebrity beef for your entertainment. As Katy Perry is gearing up to release new music and join Taylor Swift on the music charts once again, let's revisit this beef. As always, let's keep the comments fun and shady, but not too crazy, baby. Let's begin. As I left off, Katy and Taylor seemed to establish a friendship in 2009, as evident by Taylor tweeting in July, "Watching the Waking Up in Vegas video, I love Katy Perry. I think I'm going to hang her poster on my wall now." With Katy responding, "You're as sweet as pie. Let's write a song together about the subject we know best. For my new record, it'll be brilliant." A month later, Taylor tweeted about attending Katy Perry's birthday party, calling it Partylicious. Note that around this time, Taylor Swift, who was 19 at the time, collaborated and had a romantic entanglement with singer John Mayer, who was 32 at the time. At the beginning of 2010, Katy and Taylor were photographed at the Grammys looking quite chummy, and a few months later, Taylor actually invited Katy to perform with her at her Los Angeles stop on the Fearless tour, and they sang Katy's song, Hot and Cold. At the end of that year, Taylor released the song Dear John, which is about her short-lived and fraught relationship with John Mayer and illustrates the imbalance of power that can result in an age gap relationship. The following year, in 2011, Taylor and Katy are photographed a few times at award shows, looking as friendly as ever. Also notably, at the end of that year, Katy and her then husband, Russell Brand, filed for divorce. And this is where John Mayer becomes relevant to this beef, as he and Katy start dating on and off again, starting in 2012 and all the way through 2015. And it's not hard to imagine that this probably put a strain on the Katy and Taylor friendship, which you can sense in this photo from the 2013 Grammys, where the two shared an awkward handshake and were not photographed officially together. Katy, of course, was attending the show with John Mayer. That same year, Taylor began her tour for the Red album, and this is where the beef really starts cooking. Taylor hired 3 dancers that had previously been on tour with Katy on her California Dreams tour. 6 months into the tour, Katy asked the dancers to join her Prismatic World Tour, and they jumped ship. One of the dancers actually spoke to the newspaper The Examiner and said, "It was a great experience and Taylor's a great person to work with, but then Katy contacted us. Obviously, we were with Katy for 2.5 years. She's like family to us. So we were like, absolutely. We weren't really dancing in Taylor's tour anyway, so I had got a little bored and I really wanted to do a promo tour. Taylor is very untouchable. When we did see her, we had so much fun with her, but she's a lot more protected than Katy." However, since neither Katy nor Taylor spoke about the situation at that time, the beef was pretty low-key at that point. But that all changed in September of 2014, when Taylor spoke to Rolling Stone about her new album, 1989. Taylor was asked about the song Bad Blood and had this to say, "For years, I was never sure if we were friends or not. She would come up to me at award shows and say something and walk away, and I would think, are we friends? Or did she just give me the harshest insult of my life? Then last year, the other star crossed the line. She did something so horrible, I was like, oh, we're just straight up enemies. And it wasn't even about a guy, it had to do with business. She basically tried to sabotage an entire arena tour. She tried to hire a bunch of people out from under me, and I'm surprisingly non-confrontational. You would not believe how much I hate conflict. So now I have to avoid her. It's awkward and I don't like it." Seemingly in response to the article, Katy tweeted, "Watch out for the Regina George in sheep's clothing," which of course is a reference to the movie Mean Girls, which Regina George being the leader of the Plastics, aka the Mean Girls. A year later in 2015, Katy Perry tweeted "Time, the ultimate truth teller," which was seemingly about Taylor, as Taylor had just filmed the music video for Bad Blood, and it was released days after Katy's tweet. The music video of course featured all of Taylor's girl squad as they geared up for battle. 2 months later, when the MTV VMA nominations were released, Taylor got embroiled into a situation with Nicki Minaj on Twitter, which I'm not going to go into detail because I definitely plan on making a separate video covering the 2015 Nicki, Taylor, and Miley Cyrus beef soon, so subscribe for that video if you are interested. The gist though is that Nicki complained about the nominations only going to slim women, to which Taylor read as an attack on her and tweeted at Nicki, "I've done nothing but love and support you. It's unlike you to pit women against each other. Maybe one of the men took your slot." Katy saw this back and forth between Nicki and Taylor and subtweeted, finding it ironic to parade the pit women against other women argument about as one unmeasurably capitalizes on the takedown of a woman. Actress Camila Bell replied to Katy tweeting, "I couldn't have said it better." Camila dated Joe Jonas after Taylor Swift, and many believe that Taylor's 2010 song Better Than Revenge is about Camila, and the original lyrics included the lines, "She's not a saint and she's not what you think, she's an actress, whoa, she's better known for things that she does on the mattress, whoa." Which you can see with those lyrics why Camila would be upset. Taylor did rewrite these lyrics though when she released her Taylor's version of Speak Now. In 2016, Katy Perry launched a new perfume and she kind of hilariously called it Mad Love, which of course is a reference to Taylor's lyrics for Bad Blood where she says, "We used to be mad love," right? And I think that's pretty funny. About a month later, DJ Calvin Harris, who Taylor had just broken up with, went on a Twitter tirade against Taylor in regards to the song This Is What You Came For, which is that song that Rihanna sings. Taylor had actually secretly worked on this song with Calvin under a pseudonym. In the middle of the rant, he actually mentions Katy. He's tweeting at Taylor saying, "I know you're off tour and you need someone new to try and bury, like Katy, etc. But I'm not that guy. Sorry, I won't allow it." Seemingly in response, Katy posted this Hillary Clinton gif. She also reposted her 2015 tweet, "Time, the ultimate truth teller." And of course, a year later, Katy would collab with Calvin Harris on the song Feels. Towards the end of 2016, a fan asked Katy if she would collaborate with Taylor, and Katy replied, "If she says sorry, sure." A month after that, Katy celebrated her 32nd birthday by attending Kanye West's Life of Pablo tour. On her Instagram story, she posted a rather pointed video of her while Kanye performed the song Famous, which of course mentions Taylor Swift. The following year, a new blonde and pixie-haired Katy began promoting her new album, Witness. Entertainment Weekly asked Katy if her album contained a response to Bad Blood, with Katy responding, "You can't mistake kindness for weakness, and don't come for me. Anyone. And that's not to any one person, and don't quote me that it is, because it's not. It's not about that. Honestly, when women come together and they decide to unite, this world is going to be a better place, period, end of story. But let me say this, everything has a reaction or a consequence, so don't forget about that, okay honey?" Of course, the album contained the song Swish Swish, which fans believe is Katy's response to Taylor's diss, and notably also features Nicki Minaj. Upon release of the Swish Swish music video, Taylor remained silent, but a few of her squad members spoke up. One was the director of the Bad Blood music video, prolific director Joseph Kahn, who had actually also worked with Katy on the Waking Up in Vegas music video. He tweeted, "If you're gonna do a diss track, at least put a decent hook in it." Another friend of Taylor, actress Ruby Rose, also went on a Twitter tirade, which included this tweet that references Katy's purposeful pop era and song Bon Appetit. Ruby tweeted, "Purposeful poop to Bon Appetit, to a sloppy mess of writing over the top of funk agenda. Stop trying to make fetch happen." She also went after Katy's sales numbers, but soon backtracked and deleted all the tweets when Katy's Katy Cats ate her up. Shortly after that, Katy appeared on James Corden's Carpool Karaoke.
Because there's Taylor beef.
Well, there's no denying it. No, for sure, and that's true.
And when are we going to clear that beef up?
There's a situation. Honestly, it's really like she started it, and it's time for her to finish.
Strangely, the full version has actually been deleted off the internet, but I was able to find a summary from Billboard.com. "It's about backing dancers. It's so crazy," she said, explaining that 3 of her backing dancers went on tour with Swift, asking Perry if she was okay with that. "I was like, yeah, of course, I'm not on a record cycle, get the work. She's great and all that, but I will be on a record cycle probably in about a year." She said she asked the dancers to put a 30-day contingency in their contract so they would rejoin her when she went on tour. When she was ready to ramp up, Perry said she texted her dancers a heads up, and they said they'd go talk to Swift's management about it. And they did, and they got fired, she said, adding that she attempted to speak to Swift about it, and she wouldn't speak to me. There was a full shutdown, and then she writes a song about me, and I'm like, cool. That's how you want to deal with it? Karma. And while she never actually spoke Taylor's name, Perry said she's ready for that BS to be done. Even so, she warned without explanation, there is a law of cause and effect. You do something and there's gonna be a reaction. And Perry confirmed to Corden that all it would take to end the feud would be a text. And while Taylor didn't respond verbally, many suspected that her actions spoke louder than words. Taylor's back catalog had been removed from streaming services since 2014 in protest to streaming revenue. However, supposedly in celebration of Taylor selling 10 million copies of her album 1989 and also reaching 100 million song certifications with RIAA, Taylor allowed all of her music to be added back to streaming services on the same day as Katy Perry's Witness album was released. And as we have seen in 2024, with Taylor purposefully blocking Billie Eilish and Charli XCX from overtaking her on the charts, I don't think this was a coincidence. Witness, though, did debut at number 1, moving about 180,000 album units in its first week. 2 months later, though, Taylor released Reputation, which debuted with over 1.2 million album units in its first week, which is almost 7 times Katy's first week sales. On top of that, Taylor's music video for the first single, Look What You Made Me Do, seemed to have many references to Katy Perry as well. And either due to personal growth or now sensing that this was a battle she was not going to win, Katy decided to literally offer an olive branch to Taylor the following year. As Taylor began her Reputation tour, Katy sent Taylor an olive branch with a handwritten note that Taylor shared to her social media, which indicated that Taylor was receptive to Katy's peace offering.
So I just got to my dressing room and found this actual olive branch. This means so much to me.
We can see that the top of the note reads, "Hey old friend, I've been doing some reflecting on past miscommunications and the feelings between us. I really want to clear the air." And then a year later, Katy posted this image of a plate of cookies with the message "Peace at last" and captioned it "Feels good," tagging Taylor. That same month, the two made the truce officially known as Katy appeared in Taylor's "You Need to Calm Down" music video, with Katy dressing like a hamburger to Taylor's French fries, which is a reference to Katy Perry's hamburger outfit that she wore to the Met Gala that year. Taylor spoke about the reconciliation when she was interviewed for BBC Radio.
Well, we have been on really good terms for a while. Like, she sent this beautiful note and an olive branch to the opening night of the Reputation Stadium tour a while ago. And from then on, we've been on good terms. And we hadn't seen each other, though. So the first time we saw each other was at this party. And when we saw each other, it was just very clear to both of us that everything was different, that we had grown up, that we had grown past allowing ourselves to sort of be pitted against each other. And it just was really, really clear that we remembered how much we had in common. And so both of us have been in a really good place for a while, but I don't think either of us really knew if we were ever going to talk about it publicly. And so when I thought of this concept for the video and I wrote the treatment, I thought of this idea and I thought, I'm just going to ask her if she'd be interested in this, but I would be totally fine if she'd rather keep it private and keep it between us. But I sent it to her, and she was like, I would love for us to be a symbol of redemption and forgiveness, and I feel the same way about it.
Katy also spoke about the truce when she was on Ellen.
We made amends, and I'm all about redemption and forgiveness, and for setting an example for those younger people that it can be cool to, ask for forgiveness and confront someone that you may have an issue with or a problem with and talk it out. And I was just, it's like we have so much in common. There's probably only 10 people in the world that have the same things in common. I was like, we should really be friends over that and share our strengths and our weaknesses and our challenges,
That same month, Taylor spoke to Rolling Stone again and said, "Katy Perry and I were talking about our signs because we had this really, really long talk when we were reconnecting and stuff. And I remember in the long talk, she was like, if we had one glass of wine right now, we'd both be crying because we were drinking tea. We've had some really good conversations. We were talking about how we've had miscommunications with people in the past, not even specifically with each other. She's like, I'm a Scorpio. Scorpios just strike when they feel threatened. And I was like, well, I'm an Archer. We literally stand back, assess the situation, process how we feel about it, raise a bow, pull it back, and fire. So it's completely different ways of processing pain, confusion, misconception." In 2020, Katy had a child with Orlando Bloom, and Taylor sent a hand-embroidered blankie as a gift. And the peace seems to have lasted, as Katy did attend the Eras Tour in Sydney, Australia earlier in 2024 and posted a photo of her and Taylor backstage and included this silly clip of Katy reacting to Taylor performing Bad Blood. And with that, all is well in the pop universe, as the Bad Blood seems to be mad love again. And this is where the beef is resting. If you had mad love for this video, please consider liking and subscribing for more. I also have a ton of other videos that you can check out. Until next time.